Hello, my name is Diego Winburn and I'm a hypnotherapist. I've been doing this practice for over 10 years, a little bit more than that. I got certified in London by Anthony and Freddie Jacquin, some of the best hypnotherapists in the world that have grabbed, they took the Ericksonian teachings and streamlined them to the modern day. So that's where I got certified in London. I'm going to explain to you guys how I approach my practice. So I divide the human mind into two parts. The most important thing is the human mind is a programmable entity, right? You can program your mind, as everybody knows. You've been programmed by your parents, by society, by movies, by governments. We are programmed all the time. Our mind can be programmed, but the amazing thing is we can reprogram our minds. So I divide the mind into the conscious and the subconscious. The subconscious mind is processing around 40 million bits of information per second. Okay, 40 million bits of information per second, like a computer. And that is where your programs are. Like, for example, your program of love, what it is to love. If you had really loving parents that were there, very present with you, for you, love is very loving and very present. But if maybe your parents had to travel a lot and your dad was always away, or your mom, then maybe for you, love is someone that's not very present. And therefore, in your life, you might have to become aware of this and have to heal it in your own ways, right? So there it is, that's how it works. Now the conscious mind, it's processing around 40 bits of information per second, okay? And the conscious mind is very creative, right? Because the subconscious is not very creative, it's very habitual. It just runs the programs, right? If you have the program of love, it runs it, or the program of how to drive, how to ride a bike, and now it runs that program every time you start doing that. It's very habitual, it's not very creative. So you need to go into your software, the subconscious mind, and reprogram it just like your computer, right? Your computer doesn't just upgrade by itself. You have to install the new software and start using it. Now the conscious mind that's processing 40 bits of information per second is creative. But it's kind of difficult. For example, if a dog bit you when you were a little girl, when you were young, or a little boy, a dog bit you when you were 10, and in that moment your subconscious came out and like saved you from that moment. And now every time you see a dog, your subconscious is like danger, right? It's protecting you. Another very important point is your subconscious is always doing what it thinks it's best for you. It's always helping you in some way or another, okay? So for example, with that protection with the dog, if you're 40 now, maybe that protection is no longer serving you, right? So we have to go into your subconscious mind and we have to say, thank you for protecting me, but this protection is no longer serving me anymore, right? It's time to do a different thing. Another example I always give, is if you have a company and then they fire everyone from this administration because there's a new boss coming with their people, but they keep one person, that one worker that's excellent at what they do. And that one worker keeps on doing the same job he used to do in the old administration, because no one has told him he does an excellent job, but no one has told him, hey, it's time to do something different, right? You have to come and you have to tell him, you're doing an amazing job, but it's time to do this new thing, right? The same thing with the subconscious. We have to go directly to that part of your subconscious that deals with your habits, with your addictions, with whatever it is, all the programs in your subconscious. We have to say, thank you for doing this. It's time to do something different, right? And the conscious mind that deals 40 bits of information per second, that is the prefrontal cortex, which is the beginning of consciousness, where you become conscious of yourself. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to make changes to your conscious mind and your positive thinking, reinforcement to your thinking, but it definitely takes way more time. That in my own practice I have seen, because you could be sitting there thinking, oh no, all the dogs are very nice, this dog is very pretty, this dog is not gonna bite me, but then what's gonna happen? 40 million bits of information, the moment you see the dog, will trigger habitually, mechanically, and then your positive thinking, obviously it's 40 million against 40 bits per second, okay? So this is how hypnosis works. Also, the human mind has this amazing capacity to learn really complex things like driving, right? First, you have to be super aware, you have to pay lots of attention, and then through repetition, driving becomes second nature. And when something becomes second nature, it means it's gone to your subconscious, right? Through repetition, then at some point you go driving, subconscious, here you go, or riding a bike, or tying your shoelaces, or even walking, right? It goes directly to your subconscious, so now you can do it without even thinking. This can be something amazing with driving or riding a bike, but it could also be detrimental when it's, for example, smoking or binge eating, emotional eating, sugar consumption, or whatever it is, right? That in that moment, your subconscious is like, oh, look, eating, that helped me to feel better in this moment. Through repetition, now that becomes a habitual thing in your life, and every time you feel anxiety, you might go and grab some food or smoke a cigarette or something like this, right? So how does this work? The more you relax, the more your subconscious opens, and in that moment I can go in and make the changes through all the techniques that I've learned. Also, it's through a lot of visualization, so you're gonna have to visualize many things, imagine many things, and that is how we're gonna reprogram your subconscious. Okay, this is the most powerful tool I've ever found. So this is how I treat any subject: stop smoking, binge eating, emotional eating, sugar consumption, phobias, anxiety. Anything can be treated through hypnotherapy. It is a beautiful, powerful technique and tool that I'm using all the time. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you, and so we can have a session together, or just exchanging some words and moments together. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.